And good morning. Here we are. Today is Thursday, November 18th. I had to look at my watch to see what day it was. Thursday, November 18th is a week before Thanksgiving. So early happy Thanksgiving, everybody watching. Hope you're making some plans to eat some turkey and all the good stuff that goes with that, and be with your family for Thanksgiving. So wish everybody an early happy Thanksgiving. Before we start with today's guest, Catherine Howe, I've got just as always a few housekeeping items for us today. Just a couple of reminders. Next week, we again have our Johnny's night, our give back night, which Johnny's gives us back a percentage of all the meals or all the money spent on meals there at Johnny's during that day. Now, normally it's the fourth Thursday of the month. That's Thanksgiving. So we're working with Johnny's to see which day we're going to change it to, because they're closed on Thanksgiving. You're not going to hamburger on Thanksgiving night anyway. You're going to be full from all the turkey you've eaten that day. It looks like it's going to be probably Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. So as you're doing your Black Friday shopping and you need something to eat and you don't want any more Thanksgiving leftovers, be sure and go to Johnny's on that day. We're going to post on Facebook and all of our social media when we know that date for sure with them. But it looks like it's going to be next Friday, the 26th of November, will be the Johnny's Give Back night. And remember, again, any metro area Johnny's, but you have to mention you're there for Deaconess Pregnancy and Adoption for us to get the percentage give back for that. So have lunch. Be sure to have some pie, onion rings. You know what I'm going to tell you. Those are the best parts of it. It's all good. Those are my favorite parts, are the pie and the onion rings. But make sure you mention Deaconess. And again, we'll let you know which day that is officially once it's selected by Johnny's. Also, hey, it's time to start thinking about Christmas cards and all that kind of stuff you're going to want to do. And again, we've got a great deal for you. You can order your cards through minted.com. And Sarah, I'm going to put you on the spot. What's the keyword you need to do to put on the minted.com?
Fundraise Deaconess, no spaces.
Yeah. So Fundraise Deaconess is your promo code you're going to put on minted.com. And then anything you order, you order Christmas cards, you order some great Christmas gifts, like with your own photos. So you upload your photos and things you want to use on the site. You can do Christmas cards to mail to your family and friends. Get a nice throw pillow for grandma with your kiddos on it. She'll love it. Stuff like that. So, but again, you'll save money by using the code, and we get a percentage of all those cards and items you order on minted.com. And again, it's Fundraise Deaconess, no space in the promo code, and that takes care of all of that for us. And the last little housekeeping item. Hey, it's November. We're still doing our virtual 5K this month. And if you haven't signed up to participate in the virtual 5K, you still got time. We'll post the link to register your page, your fundraising page on there. I heard the comments after we are done with the Facebook Live today, but it's a great way to show your support for Deaconess Pregnancy and Adoption. You can run a 5K, you can walk a 5K, you can swim a 5K, you can sit on your sofa and do nothing. But all we ask you to do is share what you're doing for Deaconess. If you raise $100 from all your friends and family, we'll give you a free DPA virtual 5K shirt. So it's a great way to show your support for adoption, because it is Adoption Awareness Month. And so we're doing it this month for Adoption Awareness Month. And we hope you're enjoying all of our posts that Sarah's been working hard on this month, sharing different family stories about adoption. And so we hope you're enjoying all those. But again, we'll post the link to how to register for the virtual 5K in our comments here in a little while. All right, housekeeping items out of the way. Excited to welcome here our guest today, Catherine Howe. Catherine's got the best title here in the building, the longest title in the building for sure anyway. She's the Adoptive Parent Supervisor and the Embryo Program Coordinator, and she's also a Certified Child Life Specialist. And so Catherine has been here with Deaconess for a long time, not a long time, but a long time. And she's going to talk to us about an exciting new program we've started this year, start our Embryo Adoption Program. And so Catherine, first of all, welcome to the show. We've been trying to get you on for a few months, but schedules haven't really lined out well. But just welcome and thanks for being with us here today.
Thank you so much.
All right. So if you can just start and tell everybody what the Embryo Adoption Program is, how it came to be, and just what is it?
Absolutely. So the Embryo Adoption Program actually, the first idea came to me about 5 years ago when I was at an adoption conference. And one of the speakers was talking about how embryo adoption is, as far as the relationship between the child and the biological parents and the adoptive parents, is going back about 40 years when adoption was really closed and information was not given or shared with children who would grow up adopted. And so at that point, I realized that for Deaconess Pregnancy and Adoption, who's been doing adoption for over 115 years, that was a good opportunity for us to bring the information forward that children really do need to know their biological family, whether through infant adoption or through embryo adoption. And so that is kind of where the idea came from.
Okay, so let's take it back a little bit. For those who don't really know what embryo adoption is, what is it actually?
Absolutely. So embryo adoption is basically that. As far as our programming, embryos that are created in the fertility process that are stored in cryobanks with biological families who have completed their family through the IVF process would come to our agency and go through some steps to place their embryos for adoption, and they would actually choose the adoptive family for those embryos and maintain that relationship.
So then basically again, I'm just making sure I understand this really quickly as well. So a couple who's done in vitro will have, I don't like the term leftover, but extra or whatever would be remaining embryos that they could then give, or not give, but help give another couple. Talk me through this process a little bit more.
Correct.
Yeah.
So the embryos would be available for adoption if the biological family chose to place them for adoption. And then on the adoptive family side, they would come through our agency like they do in our infant program. However, they would be seeking to adopt embryos, which is called a legal transfer by the legal means. And that would happen in order for those embryos to be implanted with the adoptive family.
Great. Thanks for clearing that up. I appreciate
Yes.
that. Yeah. So, how new is this program nationwide, or has it been going on for a long time in other places? How kind of new is embryo adoption?
So it has. I don't have the exact date in front of me, but it has been going through since the 80s with some organizations that are across the nation and even out of the country. So they have been doing embryo adoption for quite a while.
And again, the reason we want to be involved in is deacons, we know the benefits of open adoption and letting the child know as much as possible about their biological parents. And so again, one of our reasons for being involved in this is like the openness for the adopted children to know a little bit more about their biological parents and all those kind of things. Is that correct?
Yes, so it is really important from the research in infant adoption and that children know who their biological family is. And so from our standpoint at Deaconess and the lessons that we have learned, it would be important for children born through embryos as well to adoptive families, that it would be important for them to know their biological family so they can have a full-rounded so they can be full-rounded and also be able to know who their biological family is so they feel positive about themselves.
Yeah, great. And so if someone's interested in the embryo adoption program, how would they learn more about it?
So they can contact our agency. We do provide orientations both on our infant and embryo adoption program about any costs for the adoptive family. The biological family cost is absolutely free. But for the adoptive family and what that process looks like for both embryo donation and embryo adoption.
All right. I'm going to put you on the spot here too. I apologize, but you're going to be starting up a podcast before too long, right? Is that still in the?
That is still in the works. I think at this point it will start in January, as we at Deaconess have gotten really busy this fall. That was unexpected, and so January is going to be the starting of that podcast.
Awesome. Well, Catherine, thanks again for being here with us here on Coffee Talk today. I appreciate it. And thank you all for watching. If you have any comments, please let us know if you have more questions, and we'll see you next month. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.